I've been able to visit Barbara Campbell about 4 or 5 times. I was very connected with her jewelry line, which I thought was fantastic. But getting to know Brooklyn, it's very clean out here. It has a certain camaraderie that you don't see in Manhattan.
There's a charm. There's a charm going on here, SIMO. You know, one of the things I really enjoy about Brooklyn is the morning time. You know, the sun is out, and lately the weather has been so magical.
When the sun shines out here, it just seems to shine and rest.
But SIMO, I want to ask you, because you were in the music business many years ago. And what happened so many years ago to what's going on now in New York City?
It's total difference.
Total
difference. I still relate to music, and I adore music. I have no desire to be in my home without a great CD. My latest 2 people that I'm very fond of is Tony Braxton and I can't think of his name, Kelly. As a couple, to put music together, they're very, very talented.
Amazing.
Very talented. They say a lot. The lyrics. Songwriters are something that you really have to pay attention to.
Yes.
Where do they actually get their in-depth feeling to write a good song for a hit?
Let me tell you, there's so many hits going on lately, and all the creative process happening in music, and these young artists and mature artists that are combining and coming out and doing these great albums again. Now, you know, we had vinyl, right? And, you know, would it come back? Can it do a comeback, vinyl?
I don't think it can do a comeback. I don't think it ever left.
No, but you know
when it comes to a DJ, DJs have all the great vinyls.
That's true.
And when you if you really want to go dancing one night, you go to a nightclub. It depends upon what the DJ has set up. Because they've got all the vinyls.
Now, the DJ, I've seen behind the scene of how they operate, and it's just amazing how the growth of playing music and DJing for the audience is just amazing.
Not only are they talented, they're well paid. And they're traveling all over the world, and there's nothing like house music, in my opinion.
I love house music.
I love house music.
SIMO, on the topic of music, because SIMO has been a pioneer in this music business and has been in that whole industry for many, many years. So when years ago, you would go into a space, cut a record, walk away with a vinyl, and you had a finished record in your hand.
Not anymore.
Not no more,
no,
huh?
Not anymore.
I feel like I miss that. I feel like, you know, where are people going now to cut and create a record and walk away with something finished?
Well, I think, first of all, I think the young adult is fantastic because they're putting their own music on, not necessarily vinyl. They're putting it down, and they're shopping it themselves. They don't wait for a record label to get their royalties.
It's independent, you know. You write, you produce it, and then you distribute it, and you get your music out there, and then you get people to play your music.
Yep.
So it's so exciting. But SIMO, what else with you? Because you...
Well, I find that working with the artists that I've worked with, they were all very, very interesting people. But an artist is an artist, and that is not your friend. And if you mistake an artist for a friendship, you've got to be very terribly insecure. I mean, I have nothing negative to say about them, but they're not your friends. It's a job.
Artists it's a complex. I guess, I mean, I'm an artist,
yes,
and I have to say I'm a bit complex. You know, I'm quirky, I'm unique, you know, I have these things that I request and need, I guess, as an artist, because you're challenged by what you're thinking up here, and then you got to put it into a material, a paper, into a product, your thought, your design process, and having people to support you to nourish that energy and how you can get it out. Because I think the thinking process can be slightly a little different, but as you know, working with artists,
They're very different.
Everyone has a different personality and a different way of
and
creating.
It's strictly business. It's not about friendship. It's about business. You know, accomplishing some of the things that you have to do, introducing them to the right people, being in the right place at the right time, dining. That's very important where you dine with them, you know. And most of them have, before they get a record deal, I don't know where they've been, but they haven't been in fine dining.
Right.
But once they get that record deal, it's a whole different
the
ballgame.
grooming and the polishing goes, and that's where you start to see this star be born. It's always so interesting talking to SIMO. I've been talking to SIMO for many years, and the stories that we get to talk about is just so fascinating. And SIMO has many years of life, and it's always great to hear from her because it's from a wise person. We're full of experience. And
well, I've calmed down quite a bit. I've calmed down quite a bit. I used to be a humdinger, but not in a negative way, but a very aggressive way. I just believe in saying what you feel, but sometimes you really can't. You've got to study a situation, not the person, but the situation. And then you can come out with a decent, intelligent answer. It's so important to use your mind and to think before you speak. You can only last with that concept.
If you're in the business, be slow to speak, because along the way there's so many people that you encounter and work with, and you know, going to the top is not easy, and when you get there you don't want to, you got people down there that help you to get up there, so you want to keep that in mind. Artists out there in music or in fashion, designers, it's a process to getting to the top, but building great relationship is key.
Well, I think it's very important. I could go from here to Paris, and I don't think you can only say that, yes, I know SIMO, there are times when she's very nice, and there are times when she's a real bitch. I never use profanity. I spell it no matter how profound it is. But it's very important to be that way. Good, but not too good.
Right.
You know?
Find balance.
Yeah. Nice, but not too nice.
Now, you know, we've been talking to SIMO, and she came out from Manhattan to visit me here on the show. I'm Barbara Campbell Beauty Live on Brooklyn Beauty TV. And, you know, we're starting a new show, and it's so great to have her here. Now, SIMO has been in the industry of music for many, many years, representing artists and designers. And we're having a moment here. So tune in, come closer, listen to our conversation as we continue to chat. So SIMO, one of the things I really adore about you is that you love to read. You're always reading. Yeah. And I think that's such a healthy thing for the brain.
Reading is like my man.
Oh.
Yeah. You see, the more you read, you find that you begin to know yourself, and you begin to see what makes people tick. Yeah. And once again, knowing a person is also very important, but you can't do that in a day or not even a year sometimes. But it's nice once you know how to really to conduct yourself with that person. Yeah. If you don't have anything of interest or in common with that person, that's okay. Move on to the next human being.
See, relationship. You know, it's like a book. You know, you pick up a book and...
But Barbara and I met back in the 90s.
Sweet 90s. And here we are, 2017.
Yeah, we met back in the 90s. And it's been a very good relationship. And we've been when we were trying to the jewelry line, it was very interesting.
The process. We have stories. So many interesting stories and moments. You know, artists out there and designers, I'm talking to you. When you're out there presenting yourself and your brand and you get these appointments, if you feel that you're not being respected as a brand, it's okay to move forward. And someone says no, brand, that's okay too. Maybe you're not ready, or maybe you are, maybe the opportunity is not right. But your brand is everything, and make sure that it's respected as well. If it's not, find another venue, find another company to work with, or who to represent you, but you have to value your brand. But getting back to SIMO, we know each other since the 90s, and and working together, being part of meetings together has been so interesting, right, SIMO? I remember one particular meeting, without mentioning names. Me and SIMO just looked at each other like, were we not invited to this appointment here? Didn't we? They called us to come, and then we show up and we're like, we're looking at each other like, did this ever happen or not? And that's so important. Once again, getting back to your brand, having people respecting your brand and your time, you know, young artists, you know.
Well, let me interrupt you on that. You see an artist in the beginning, you don't know if they're going to be a success, if they're truly talented. But if you're a wise woman or a wise man, you will definitely tread very lightly, because some of the people that you meet along the way end up being superstars. And it's a pleasure to say, I knew this person in the beginning. Not I knew them when, I just knew them in the beginning.
It's a nice feeling.
They've come along.
Nice feeling. Anyone, once again, everybody, we're live, you know, so there's a lot here that we just talked about and covered. So I hope that you check out this video again and play it and listen to all our tips that we've been talking about. You know, a star is born every day in Brooklyn, in New York, and around the world. But the most important thing is, don't forget the people who got you there. Once again, this is Barbara Campbell Beauty Live.
May I just say one thing?
Absolutely.
It's very important. Education always has meant a lot to me and for me. And it's very important to respect everyone that you meet, even though some may floofer-doofers. Remember that word, a floofer-doofer. So what? But be nice to them, because
be kind.
10 days or 10 years from now, they could be the up-and-coming star of that particular era. So be kind and always listen. That's it for me.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate that. Everybody, this has been a very close moment here with SIMO, and she means the world, and I hope that you come to learn more about her. Once again, Barbara Campbell Beauty Live on BrooklyNBeautyTV.com. Don't forget to visit our website at BarbaraCampbellNYC.com and tune in and tell a friend. Once again, stay in Brooklyn. Thank you for watching the show.
Oh, I like that ending.